In today's video, I will have a closer look at a bunch of soft silicone lures that are floating. I have tested every single one of them and caught plenty of big predators on these exact lures. It's not only that they are working very well, but also they are very budget friendly. So yeah, stick around to find out more. Before I will start talking about every single lure individually, I have to mention a couple of things. 1. This video is not sponsored at all, since I paid for every single lure out of my own pocket. 2. I don't want to make this video very long, therefore I skipped some lures, but I will leave links in the description below for the others that did not quite make into this video. So yeah, let's dive in now. I will begin with these. As you can see, the silicone itself, it's very stretchy, TPR type, and this particular one has 5 limbs, if you will, as in 2 hands, 2 legs, and a tail. And every of them legs, hands, or a tail is active, so this lure produces lots and lots of micro vibrations as you drag it through the water. Really, I caught plenty of big perch on these lures, and also, funny enough, it's not a massive lure, medium I would say, but I caught some over a meter pike on this particular lure. So yeah, pike seems to love it as well. And once I chuck it into the water, as you can see, it has enough buoyancy to make sure that the jig head is standing upright. So yeah, buoyancy is really good on these lures. And also you will notice that these lures, they do have slots from both sides for the offset hooks to go into. So yeah, very fancy lure, and fish seems to love them as well. When it comes to the packaging, it's quite basic, so you are getting plastic bag, but it has a semi-hard tray. Another one I want to talk about is this one, and you will notice straight away that the silicone used for these lures is like super high quality, like super soft silicone. Very stretchy still and very durable. And also, these lures, they do have a little bit of salt in them. Not like crazy amount to affect the buoyancy, but still, they are very buoyant, but they do have some salt in them as well. And yeah, just look at all them details. Little claws, big claws, long antennas, and it has that slot for the offset hook as well. And even the eyes are molded. It's ridiculous. And yeah, the claws are of an active type, and these particular ones, it's like when they do walk in the water, they do walk kinda slower, but they always vibrate even when you retrieve the lure very slowly. Kinda reminds of a bird almost flying through there, kinda those just going up and down slowly. And fish, big pike, big perch just can't resist this kind of an action. And again, as you can see, once I chuck it into the water, no problem when it comes to lifting up or making sure that the jig head is standing up. So yeah, very fancy lures. Oh, and also you are getting very fancy packaging with these lures. You are getting like a box, a hard box, where the lures are slotted in. Another one I want to talk about is this decent size crayfish imitation. So yeah, it has plenty of details. As you can see, it has 6 kinda smaller claws or legs, then 2 big claws, couple of antennas, eyes, and slot for the offset hook as well here. And this is an active lure as well. As you can see, those claws has kinda or are finished with vertical elements, meaning that once you drag it through the water, those claws will be going up and down, up and down. As you can see, silicone is super tough, super durable. And again, these lures, they do have lots and lots of buoyancy in them. So as you can see, since I chucked this lure into the water, there is no problem when it comes to making sure that the jig head is standing upright. So yeah, very fancy lures. And when it comes to packaging, it's quite basic again. Plastic tray with a semi-hard insert here, just to protect those fancy claws, if you will, whilst in transportation. Yet another little crayfish I want to have a look at is this one. It kind of reminds of a juvenile crayfish, or it has like a very slim profile. But still, plenty of details. As you can see, it has legs, like very detailed legs, and then kind of micro claws, if you will. And this one is kind of passive lure, but again, when going is tough, these ones often just save the day for me. I caught no end of big pike, big perch, and pike especially, they do love this kind of bright color for some reason. Chart to sea, semi-transparent chart to sea with black specks. But yeah, very, very fancy lures. As I say, when they're going, it's more difficult. And again, very good silicone used here, and no problems when it comes to standing up once these lures are mounted onto the jig head. So yeah, buoyancy is top notch. This one, I believe, is a straight up copy from a ZMan baby goat. In any case, very, very successful lures. Kind of it reminds of a worm, like flattened worm, but also it has a couple of active limbs here, or antennas, claws, depending how you would call this creature. So yeah, those two are going up and down once you retrieve the lure through the water. Again, I've done very, very well on these ones. When going is not that good, but you do not want to scale down to something like even smaller than that. So yeah, you want to be a little bit more selective, but still you want to have some finesse in the lure. And again, very, very durable and stretchy silicone. And as you can see, once I chuck it into the water, the buoyancy is good. And the action in the water is good as well. As I say, bigger lure, but it has finesse elements in it. Oh, and also, these lures, they do come in a good packaging, like a hard box. That is always a bonus. Here I have a medium-sized forktail. So that's a passive lure, and it's made out of a very high quality silicone, like super stretchy, and also it has very, very deep slot for the offset hook, as you can see, like super deep. And in general, it kind of, even though it's kind of longish, I believe about 12 centimeters in length, but it has that slim profile. So for zander fishing, pike fishing on a drop shot, or Texas rigging, something like that, these ones will be just perfect when you will not want any kind of active lures. And again, silicone is good and has plenty of buoyancy. As you can see, once I chuck it into the water, the lure is pulling up the jig head, therefore it stands up quite well. As you can see, I have in my paw this funky looking lure with I don't know how many legs, I won't even bother counting, most likely about 20. But yeah, these lures are very, very good for chub when presented weightless on the top. So chub would come up and snatch these lures, they just love them. Obviously go for the kind of darker colors than this one if you are targeting chub on the top. But yeah, this one is kind of made of interesting silicone. It's not as stretchy, but still, it has plenty of buoyancy. And as you can see, once I chuck it into the water, still this lure has enough buoyancy to make sure that the jig head is standing upright. Another forktail just way smaller, about 6 centimeters in length, and really for those days when fishing is not going that well. Tiny little fork and very decent slots to be used in conjunction with offset hooks. And this one has one from the top and deeper from the bottom. Super durable and kind of soft silicone used here. And again, even though it's a smaller lure, but it's very buoyant. If mounted on a correct size jig head, there is no problem when it comes to this lure pulling up enough to make sure that the jig head is standing up. But it's a bit from me for today. Once again, if you are interested checking those lures out yourself, have a look at them links in the description below. But that's it. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.